So I think it's a good thing because you want to hit you get tired of scrimmaging yourself and you want to see somebody else. So I think this will help the Browns big time. Now my tweets I got a whole bunch of them, but we're gonna start with the Indians. We got my boy Jeff from Oregon. I appreciate the love, Jeff. Jeff says that I totally agree what you said. The window is closing. You cannot take anything for granted. If you got the opportunity, take advantage of it. Because this game will not be here for long. This game and this team will not be here for long. Now, we got Michelle from Cleveland. Her tweet about the Browns, she says that Odell Beckham will have 95 catches and Jarvis Landry will have 86. They both will have over 1,000 yards. I can see that. That's very possible. I can see that. Greg from New Jersey. Hi, Greg. He says, yes, I think the window is closing. I think the opportunity they have now with a great manager and some great players on this team, they have to look forward this year and not looking next year, like you said, because you never know what happens next year. Thank you. That's my point. Tyra from Wisconsin says, Hey, I'm a big Packers and Browns fan, but I think that Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham are the two best wide receiver tandems in football. I totally agree. I think they both will have over 1,000 yards. Odell Beckham will have 90 catches, and I think Jarvis Landry will have 92. That's very possible. Because with them two, and Michael Irvin got into a debate with Stephen A. Smith on First Take. They like LeBron and Dwayne Wade. With them two, they's going to be really hard to stop because Jarvis Landry is one of the best slot receivers in football. He know how to work that middle of the field, and you have to keep an eye on him. And then Odell Beckham is going to stretch the field. And then you got Nick Chubb, and you also got David Njoku. So it's going to open up some opportunities for people like David Njoku and Rashard Hollywood Higgins. And so I think they both is going to go over 1,000. But I honestly think Odell is going to have close to 100 catches. I'm going to say Jarvis Landry is going to have close to about 90 catches too. But I think they're both going to have big years. And it's going to take a lot of pressure off Baker Mayfield because he knows he got guys that can go get the ball and that's going to catch the ball. Now, with the players, I think that need to step up. And the main concern on this offense is this right guard and his left tackle because Greg Robinson, we have to see what he can do in a full season. Remember, he was the second pick and he went to St. Louis. And didn't work out, but he had a great year last year. But that was only half a season. So that's a question mark. But the biggest question mark, and even Freddie Kitchens is concerned, is the right guard. Because Austin Corbett has not stepped up and took that job. That's my main concern. It's this offensive line. But luckily, we got time. Austin Corbett was the first pick in the second round. You have to step up and go take that job. Go take that job. That's a very, very important position. And a left tackle is a very, very important position because it protects. Greg Robinson has to protect Baker Mayfield blind side. And that's how a lot of quarterbacks get hurt. It's not having a great left tackle. Because the quarterback not going to always feel that blind side pressure. So that's why it's very important for Greg Robinson to step up and show us that he can be the franchise left tackle. And this right guard situation has got to get solved. We expecting Austin Corbett to take this position, but it hasn't been that easy. So I think at the end of the day, if Freddie Kitchens is concerned, we should be concerned too. But somebody's going to have to step up and take that job. and lead this team as the Cleveland Browns right guard. Another player who I need to see step up is David Njoku. Very talented, freak athlete. Man, it's just sometimes last year, some of the easiest catches, he would drop them. His route running got to get better. He's very fast. And then some of the hardest catches, some of the hardest catches he catch. So I think it's time for him to be better blocking. That's why we went to go get Gathers. The tight end, he can block. I think Njoku got to get stronger and help block too. Because it's not all about catching on that tight end. You got to know how to block too. You got to come in and help, and sometimes help the tackles. And the only way you're going to help the tackles is if you know how to block. And so I think Freddie Kitchens is going to work on him with that. I think the tight end coach, he's under the radar. He's definitely under the radar. And last but not least, under the radar is Kareem Hunt. I want to see what he can do after being out of football for a whole year. And let me tell you something. This guy, if he wouldn't have did what he did to that woman, he would have been the best back in football. He was already on pace for at least a 1,300-yard season. He can catch the ball. Great runner. Man, he could do it all. But I just want to see with him, with all his time off, can he bounce back? Got to keep an eye on that. Now, going back to the defense, I think Sheldon Richardson is under the radar. Because the last years, he haven't had any productive years ever since 2013 and 17 when he made the Pro Bowl. So he got something to prove. Plus, he got that contract. I think one of our other weakest positions on the team squad is our linebackers. I think everybody on that linebacker unit gotta have something to prove, because even though Joe Sherbert led us in tackles, he led us in tackles way past the line of scrimmage, making 20-yard tackles down the field. But he also had a lot of missed tackles. But the thing I can say about Joe Sherbert, he got a very, very high IQ of the game. So I think he's going to be okay. But he's got to step up and not miss so many tackles and stop tackling 20 and 30 yards down the field, because that's not good when you see your linebacker making tackles 20 yards down the field. You want to see him making tackles 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Christian Kirksey has something to prove. Remember, he was injured. But before that, he was an arm man. He didn't miss a game. But he still got something to prove. Got to get stronger. He can cover good, but I want to see him get after that quarterback more. And then this Matt Wilson, man, we got a man. He might end up being in that starting rotation. But you know, him being a rookie, he has a lot to prove too, but he's been showing out that first game. He showed me that he was very athletic and he can be the future of this team, of that linebacker unit. 5th round pick, has something to prove. Very athletic, was a 1st round talent, and he's really hungry. Now, Taki, man, I love his energy, but at times he got to know how to show his composure, because you can cost your team penalties. And penalties, if you cost your team penalties, you sitting on the sideline with the coach. But I love his intensity. I love his desire. Love it. So I think that whole unit as whole, linebackers have something to prove. And I'm going to tell you this. I think Denzel Ward got something to prove. Yeah, he was a Pro Bowler, but he got to learn how to tackle low. You can't be going head first with Zach Ertz, who 260 and you 195. The low man always win in anything. Whether it's basketball, you got to dribble low. Football, you have to get low. You have to tackle low. But other than that, I'm not having other concerns about him. It's just a concussion issue. I just hope he learns how to go low and how to tackle. All he have to do is know that. Him and Greedy Williams, if they learn how to tackle, them can be two of the best cover corners in football. Then Brandon Mitchell, B Money. I know he got something to prove because coming off that injury, he was having a Pro Bowl year. So his thing is he want to stay healthy. And last but not least, our strong safety. Who is going to step up and take the strong safety position? Is it going to be Barnett or is it going to be Redwine? I think Barnett going to end up being our strong safety. But I think Redwine from Miami, he's going to be our future. And Burnett's is not bad. That's coming from Green Bay after we lost Jabril Peppers. So those are the players that's under the spotlight. And there's a lot of them. But I think overall with this group, they're very committed and dedicated. Coming up next, we're going to do our society topic of the day. Back in a minute. Stay tuned for our last segment. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Back in a minute.
Drink Pepsi!
Sure, we live inside your mouth.
But that doesn't mean we don't enjoy the finer things.
Hey, Nate. Pepsi incoming!
Here it comes!
Tastes so good.
Tell me about it.
So,
Amazing!
that's what I was thinking.
It's like we share the same mouth, Kate.
Forever and ever, Nate.
Make your taste buds happy and pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi. This summer, take your family.
Oh, wow. Jada Kiss. I love that song. You really listen to that song, you gotta listen to what he say. He's saying some real stuff. But our society topic of the day is gonna be yourself. Don't be coveting and envy of anybody. Because in life, in this society, in this world, it's always gonna be somebody that's doing better than you. Always gonna have somebody that have a prettier girl than you. Always gonna have somebody that have a better car than you, a better house than you. But at the end of the day, you have to stay to yourself and don't want to be like that person. Because the Bible say you can't walk 5 miles in another man's shoe. You don't know what that man went through to get there. You don't know how. And you don't want to, because what God got for you is for you. So we have to really not be so envious of stuff. Because I see people say they want to be like that. No, you want to be yourself. Because one of the worst things you could do is try to pretend to be something that you ain't. So people, just trust yourself. Trust your process. Know that we all humans. We all make mistakes and we going to go through some things in life. But continue to stay strong to yourself. And trust yourself that you're going to make it. People might tell you can't do this, you can't do that. Even your loved ones, the tunnel might be so dark, you might not understand it. But if you stay true to yourself and trust yourself and trust your process and believe in God, everything is going to be all right. Just stay yourself. You don't have to be like nobody else. And always, always stay positive. Stay positive. And as I end it, like always, is you gotta love yourself before you can love anything. Let's not be hearers of the world, but doers of the world. Let our actions take over. Actions are better than words. And remember, I love you, Ohio. And I love you, Cleveland. Talk to you tomorrow. We're going to talk about the divisions tomorrow. A lot more. Good night, everybody. Stay safe.